Hey, what's up everyone? It's Crezney. Welcome back to my channel. How you doing? First off, let me just say excuse my lips. I just got done peeling off the dead skin, so it looks a little more red than the other side. Hopefully that doesn't bother you guys. Excuse me looking like trash today. I'm sick, so yeah, if I look sick, it's because I'm really sick. So this video was supposed to go up on Halloween. There's just so much things going on Halloween, and on top of that, no connections were working or whatever, so I wasn't able to upload or even film that day. I mean, like, I feel like people who like spooky stuff, it's all year round, you know? It's not just Halloween, it's all year round. This is my scariest ghost experience yet that ever happened to me, that I was like shaken in fear, frozen in fear type thing. So without further, why do I sound British? Without further ado, so let's get on to the story. This story actually takes place about like 6 or 7 years ago. I was around like 10 or 11. We were in Michigan at the time and we were staying with my grandma. My grandma's house is actually very haunted because there is a lady that died in the house. My grandma is actually like a stepmom to like my step aunts and uncles there, if you will. Their mother have died in the house. You guys probably get the picture. But this lady that had died there, according to what they had said, is that she loved the color purple. So purple was her color, right? She loved it. It was Mother's Day and my aunts and uncles there had gotten my grandma like some balloons for Mother's Day and had gotten her like some flowers or whatever, and the balloons that they had bought her were white and purple. They didn't like just buy her like one or two. It was like actually like a whole bunch of balloons. At this time there's a lot of us living in the house, so there was no room for me and my sister to sleep in. So at night when everyone slept, me and my sister would always sleep in the living room, and the living room is scary because I don't know for sure, but people are like saying that's where she like sort of passed, right? We've had like experience prior to that, but we just thought nothing of it because it's, you know, at this point everyone in the house has experienced something in the house, so we just kind of like, you know, it's a normal thing. This been happening. There was like 3 couches there. There was like a single couch, a 2-person couch, and then like the one with like 3 cushions on the side. So this is how the living room is set up. The living room is long, it's not wide, it's long. The TV will be right here, and then the long couch will be here with the singular couch, and then the 2-person couch will be here, and then the kitchen is like over here, right? On top of that, the house had no hallway either, so it was just doorway to door to door to door. The living room was right here, and then the doorway to the kitchen would be here, and then the rooms would just have doors on the side. There was no hallway in the house whatsoever. My sister and I were scared, so we would always sleep together on the 2-person couch because they had like those couches that you can pull out one thing and then the leg part will like flop up. That's basically how my sister and I would just sleep every time. We'll sleep on the 2-person couch and just pull out the legs. So this particular night, one of my aunts was going to sleep and she was like, I don't know what, but she was just joking around. She's like, oh, like, don't get haunted, or like, oh, don't get haunted by something, right? I just don't like balloons. Like, I guess I have like a fear of balloons. I don't know, it's stupid, but it's like I actually have a fear. Like, if you have like a balloon, don't come near me. Don't bring the, like, I just don't like balloons, okay? Like, I don't care what kind of balloon they are, floating or not. Like, I just don't like balloons. They're okay in the daytime, but at nighttime they get spooky, alright? And so before she goes to bed, she's like, oh, like, you know, scaring us, like, oh, don't get haunted, oh, the balloon might something, right? I was already kind of scared because, mind you, I'm like, what, 10 at the time, right? My sister at the time, I believe she was like around, she was probably like 15 at the time. I was like telling my sister like, oh, I'm scared, and she's just like, she's just saying that for fun, like, go to sleep, you'll be fine, right? We're like, okay, fine. And so turn off the light. So at my grandma's house, we always usually leave the kitchen light on, right? So even when we sleep, the kitchen light will be on. Mind you, we're sleeping here. This is the long couch, this is the singular couch, and the TV is there, and then like there's a doorway, and then the kitchen is right here, so there's like light shining through, right? And so we had like a little spot, a little like wall in the living room. There's like a little wall right here. Like, it's not covering the whole living room, but it's just like a tiny little wall. I don't know why, but they had put all the balloons over there, right? They had put all the balloons like behind the wall and just kind of like left it there at that corner of the wall. So we all go sleep, and at first I was scared, but I was just like, okay, I'm tired, you know, forget it, I'm just gonna sleep. My sister falls asleep and I end up falling asleep. And I wake up in the middle of the night. I like wake up and I look in the living room because we're literally facing the whole living room. I wake up in the living room, and when I fucking tell you, there's just a purple balloon floating in midair in the middle of the living room. This is the living room, right? It's like a rectangle, okay? And it's just floating. And you know, balloons, when they have helium or air in them, they are usually up on the ceiling. They're not like, at least I've never seen one until this time. It was just literally floating in the middle. Like, when I tell you, like, I don't know if balloons can do that. If balloons can do that, let me know, because I've never seen a balloon done that until now. This balloon, this purple ass balloon, is just floating like mid-air. Like, it's not touching the ceiling, it's not on the floor, it's perfectly like mid-air, like in the middle of the air. It's just floating in the middle of the living room. I'm looking, and it's not like it's just there, it's like kind of like bouncing, like floating technically. I look and it scares the hell out of me. I'm like, what the fuck? Because like when I first looked, it looked like somebody was standing there, and so I looked again and I realized that it was just a balloon. I don't know why, but I had just imagined like there's just a fucking ghost, like a little girl standing there holding the balloon. I literally froze, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like my heart, I don't know, fuck, I don't know. I was like, you know what, fuck it, balloons float, you know. But I don't know how the fuck it would get away from the wall, because mind you, the wall is like here, right? This is the TV, the wall is right here, and we put all the balloons behind the wall. So how are you telling me that just one balloon, not all of it, just one balloon randomly floated out, got out somehow, and it's just sitting in the middle of the living room, symmetrically in the middle? Where we were sleeping, my sister was sleeping at the wall, because she's fucking mean, all right? She didn't let me sleep at the wall. So she's sleeping on the side of the couch that's against the wall, and I'm sleeping on the edge. And so I'm like, you know what? If I don't look at it, just go back to sleep. So I cover up my blanket and I turn to the side where, like, you know, the air and the kitchen over here is. So I'm like turning over there, and then like, I kid you not, within like 3 fucking seconds, I slowly see the balloon like start to float on here. So I could, like, as I'm turning, I could see at the corner of my eye that it's floating. It's like, I thought I was just seeing shit. So I kind of like looked up, and yes, the fucking balloon is right there. Like within the matter of 3 fucking seconds. Like, I know damn well there's no wind in this damn house, and balloons do not move on their own like that. It's just weird. It was just weird. I see the balloon and I'm like, fuck. And so I turn the other way towards my sister, and I'm like crouched down more, and I'm like putting the blankets like over my head, and like I'm still like kind of peeking, because I just felt like it was just, again, like it was gonna fucking move, right? Ooh, it scares me talking about this. As like I'm covering my head, I felt like, you know when something brushes along your blanket, like you feel like your blanket kind of get brushed along? I felt that brushing along my arm where I was holding the blanket. And so I like peeked up, and like the fucking balloon was like over me. Like, it was scary, because I just felt like whatever the fuck this shit was, I felt like the balloon was mimicking a person, and that person was like you know, coming over me, like watching. Like, it just scared the fuck out of me. And so when I seen that, I was like, oh, fuck. And then like I got so fucking scared. I didn't know what to do, because like literally, like I was scared to move. I was scared to touch it. I was scared to look at it, because at this point I knew it wasn't just a balloon floating around, because the balloon had float so fast. I'm telling you, when it was in the middle of the living room, it's not even like, it has to walk like at least 5 feet to us in order to get to where we were sleeping. And the fact that it had shown up so quickly scared the fuck out of me. And so as I'm like turning here towards my sister, and I see that fucking thing like literally coming over me, I get scared. So I'm like waking up my sister. I'm like, Tiffany. She's like, what? And I was like, look. Like I just couldn't say it. Like I was scared to speak about it. So I was just like, Tiffany. And she's like, what? I was like, look. And then she goes, what? As she's saying what, she turns her head to look, right? She's like, what? Right in the middle of her saying what, I heard her like stop. Like she got cut off. Like she gasped. She's like, what? She sits there in silence. I was like, look at the balloon. Look at the balloon. She's like, I forgot what she did, but I think she kind of like was like try to like, I don't know what she was doing, but I think she was calculating in her thoughts, because I'm pretty sure the balloon scared the fuck out of her too. I'm pretty sure she knew that I didn't fucking drag the balloon there, because I'm literally in fear. Like, I feel like she can tell I was literally like in fear. Like, I was like at the verge of crying. That's how scared I was. She doesn't do anything after she's like, what? And so I'm pretty sure it scared her as well. She's there silent for like a good 2-3 seconds, and I'm like, Tiffany, look. Like I'm thinking she fell back asleep, so I'm like waking her up. I'm like, look, the balloon. So she like, you know, sits up, and then like she like hits the balloon, right? She hits the balloon, and the balloon flew up far. So we're right here, the long couch is right here. This is the balloon. She hits the balloon, it flies, hits the long couch over here, falls like very far. Like I'm telling you, it's like halfway across the living room already. It falls down onto the floor. I was like, if it fucking gets up and fucking comes back to us, I'm gonna lose my shit. And I kid you not, the balloon, that bitch fucking just slowly got back up again. Mid-air, stops mid-air, doesn't go up, doesn't hit the ceiling, stops mid-air, and starts like floating back to us. Quick as fuck. Like, quick as fuck. And mind you, we're not like just in the middle of nowhere. We're like at the corner, you know, on a sofa. I'm like telling Tiffany, I'm like, Tiffany, it's coming back, it's coming back. I think at this point she's like scared, but she's like super tired that she's just fed up. She doesn't want to deal with this. So she gets up, she grabs the balloon, she takes it behind the wall where the rest of the balloon are, and like she puts it back with the group of like 5, 6, 7 balloons there are. All of the balloons behind the wall are all like touching the ceiling. All of the balloons are touching the ceiling except this purple ass balloon we were fucking fighting with. I don't know what the fuck. So she takes the balloon and she brings it back along with all of the other balloons. And after she lets it go, it floats and hits the ceiling. It was not hitting the ceiling. It was not touching the ceiling before. It touches the ceiling, and then she throws like a towel on top of all of the balloons so like they don't move, I guess. I was like, I'm scared. Like, what was that? I was like, that was scary. Like, what was it? What was it? Something was just not right. Like, I'm sure she knew. I feel like if you're the older sister and your younger one's already scared, you try to like make the situation better. And so she's like, it's okay. It's just a balloon, whatever. I couldn't sleep anymore. So she ended up just turning on the TV for me. I watched the TV and I fell asleep after that. That was by far my scariest experience yet. There's no explanation for what had happened. Or at least not to me. This balloon was so fucking quick. On top of me having a fear for balloons already, this was like, this killed it for me. Like, this was my last straw for balloons. I don't know why, but it gives me like anxiety. That is my experience, and this is why I don't like balloons. I can blow balloons. After it's blown up and stuff, keep it away from me. Little balloons are fine, but like big balloons, helium balloons, whatever the fuck, it just needs to stay away from me because I'm not with the shits. That is my story. It may have not been scary to you guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you guys did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you guys are still watching to the end, thank you. Please subscribe. Please like this video if you did enjoy it. I have 2 more ghost stories that I've told just last week. I will link them in the description down below. So if you do want to go check out those scary videos, feel free. Link will be down in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.